Now that I have this masterpiece completed, let's take a tour all around it. Recall that it started out as a jacket. It was going to have sleeves, but now it's this great vest with this really wide shouldered line. And you know, when you make your shoulders look wider, the rest of you looks thinner. That's why shoulder pads have been so popular in the past and why they're coming back. Let's look close. You know now, if you watch the rest of the videos, that all of this are pieced together pieces of ties, men's ties, which were taken apart and cut in different lengths of 3-inch wide strips and then pieced together. This part and this part were the decor from the front legs of a brand new pair of jeans that I found at an estate sale. As I described in the video, I like to put focal point on the left as you're looking at a person, so that's their right shoulder, because we read from left to right. So you read this garment starting there and coming down. Interestingly enough then, in order to see all of this side, the left is lapping over the right. And many of you probably don't know that that's not actually accurate. And if you look at your blouses and jackets, the right laps over the left. And the way I remembered that, the way I remember which side to put the buttonholes in, is because women are always right. Right laps over left. And you could still wear this garment that way. It doesn't actually close. But I actually like it better like that. Let's just walk around this garment. Here is the left pocket. And this is actually 3 pockets. 1, the coin pocket, 2, and 3. This would handle smaller phones, flip phones, but this would handle the biggest phone that you'd have. Do you see how the hemline is asymmetrical? Remember we learned that horizontals are done and then verticals. It gives a nicer look at the bottom. I lapped the front over the back, and I'm perfectly fine and very happy with the asymmetrical hemline. Here you can see it from the side. Let's go over to the other side. I really love the fly front up here at this shoulder. Recall too that I wanted to give the eye a rest. There's stuff going on here, there's stuff going on here that draw your attention. That's why I decided to do these 2 angled seams embellished with a brown solid tie. That helps connect in the browns from this tie. If you'll recall, when I was going through the ties, it was all the dark gray, dark navy, and golds, and then I had to decide to add in the brown. And a little bit of green works just fine with the gold. Here's the pocket on this side. Not 3, but you still have 2. Again, it is symmetrical in some ways because this is the same hemline on this left side of the garment as we saw on the right side of the garment. And then the back. Remember, I switched out the original pockets because they had no brown, no design on them. This is really just a flattering line. I had to restitch this. If you'll recall, I had stitched in that scrap on the inside, so I had to take that out. This little tuck, this little box pleat back here is just something that asked to happen when I had it on the dress form. I simply could not do this without a dress form. I love the pockets. They were worth the effort of taking off the plain ones and putting these on. And even though this thread doesn't match exactly, it's just pretty darn good. Then when I gave up the sleeves, because they just weren't hanging right, they were out of a solid navy fabric, it wasn't denim, and I really didn't want to tempt myself going back to the thrift store again, because I would have come out of there with a big bag of stuff. I decided to use what was left of the waistband for these flange sleeves and make it into a vest. These nail heads can be a problem when you're working with jeans. You just have to put on your zipper foot to get around them. But here we have the button side. Here we've got the leather label. And on this side, we've got the buttonhole. Again, had to use a zipper foot to get close to that rivet. I absolutely love this piece. I believe it is a real work of art, and the person who's lucky enough to add this to their wardrobe will enjoy it for years to come.